Applications is talking about using formulas, using equations in the real world. How does this actually help us solve problems? So remember that an equation is the same on both sides. Any situation where the two values on either side, left-hand side and right-hand side, are equal. So to solve a real-world problem, follow these steps. Firstly, define your pronumeral. So what are you talking about? So let's say, let J equal to John's current age. Write an equation. What happened there? Write an equation to describe the problem. And we'll show you that below. You're going to write an equation. Then solve that equation algebraically by using the methods we've been doing in the past sections, or if it's really, really simple, just by inspection. If you can see, for example, that it was x plus 3 equals 5, you probably don't have to go through the whole algebraic process. You can just have a guess and substitute that answer and see if that works out right. That's inspection. And then ensure at the end that your answer to the original question is in the correct units. Are we talking about years? Probably, if we're talking about John's current age, and that you have made it make the most sense in whatever, is it grams or kilograms, whatever makes the most sense. Your final solution should be checked and see if it solves the problem correctly, and we do that with substitution. So, number one, the weight of 10 identical books is 1.2, so they're all going to be equal weight. What is the weight of one book? So 6 books. Let's let the pronumeral b equal the weight of one book. That's what we want. One book. So if b equals one book, then we have 6b is equal to 1.2 kilos, and we'll put that kilogram in there later. So to simply get 1b, we divide both sides by 6, and that gives us 0.2 kilograms. But I think it makes more sense to say each book weighs, we're answering this, 0.2 kilograms, or might make more sense, 200 grams. So either way, you are correct. They are equivalent. Now, this one might look kind of hairy, but we've been given a lot of information. We're purchasing 5 apples and a mango that costs $2.40. And this is the same cost as purchasing 7 apples and a mandarin that costs 60 cents. So what is the question? What is the cost of each apple? So the first thing we have to do is define what we're looking for. Let C equal the cost of one apple in dollars. Dólares. See? So what do we got? We got 5 apples. So we have 5 times the cost of one apple, 5C, plus the set cost of $2.40. And we'll write that as just 2.4. We don't need the $2.40 until we make it back into what looks like dollars. And that will be the same amount as 7 apples, 7 times the cost of one apple, plus, what's the cost of a mandarin? 60 cents. So in dollar terms, that's 0.6 or 0.60. We don't need that 0. So now let's start doing what we know how to do. So if I were saying, we've got like terms here, we've got terms on both sides. So if I were to take away 5C from both sides, then that's going to leave me with just that 2.4 and only 2 of those C's left because we took 5 away, plus that 60 cents. Now if I move that 60 cents by subtracting it to the other side, I'm left with plain old 2C, and that leaves me with 1.8, which is eventually going to be $1.80. To get 1C, which is what we want, the cost of one apple, we divide that by 2, and we divide that by 2, and that gives us 0.9 is the cost of one apple. So we would say apples cost, converting that to dollars now, we want dollars, because that's what we said we were going to do. That's 90 cents. Each, less than $1. So saying that it's 90 cents each is still answering the question in dollars, because you wouldn't, there's no way to say $0.9 doesn't make any sense. So 90 cents is in currency. Jane and Luke have a combined age of 60. Given that Jane is twice as old as Luke, haha, find the ages of Luke and Jane. Easy. So we know Luke, we're going to let L equal Luke's age. Why do we do that? Because we know that we are going to add Luke's age plus Jane's is twice as old as Luke, so twice Luke's age. Knows the final answer is combined age of 60 is 60. So I can add L and 2L together to give me 3L equals 60, and then divide simply by 3 on both sides, and that gives me L equals 20. So Luke's age is 20. And then we simply double that to find that Jane's age is 40, or 40 years old. There you go.